Welcome to Business Reporter's Future of Financial Services and Banking campaign. Now, the loan servicing business is expected to witness huge growth over the next 5 years, driven by increases in consumer credit, continued technological change, and further trends towards outsourcing. Now, keeping one step ahead of the competition means your business can thrive in a rapidly changing market, but with growth and speed of change comes, of course, risk. Well, David Johnson, CEO and founder of Vervent, joins us to discuss where the future of consumer credit is taking us and what are those risks that we need to watch out for. David, welcome. Now, where do you see this industry as a whole heading in the short to medium term? And I have to ask you, what impact do you think that COVID-19 will have had?
Thank you, Georgie. Good morning. The pandemic has produced a challenging environment. It feels like we are now returning to something approaching a new normal, despite the increased caseload that comes and goes. Vervent has been fortunate to continue to grow and thrive through this environment. I know some of our competitors and some of our clients have faced significant challenges. We've been very focused on two areas. One, to keep our employees healthy and financially whole. Two, to work with our clients and their customers to create solutions for them that keep them healthy and whole as well. The pandemic has had a huge impact across the industry, of course. What we see now is that capital markets are functioning smoothly. The industry is slowly restructuring to meet the new needs of the new normal. In particular, the increased demand for credit in the traditionally underserved markets of the industry.
You've spoken about the challenges, but what opportunities do you think there might be as a result?
Two opportunities in particular. The first would be this additional credit need, particularly in these underserved markets. The pandemic has really highlighted the need for a greater degree of financial inclusion in our country. And two would be for just better portfolio management, more professional, more effective, more transparent, and more cost-effective.
What are your predictions about the future of loan and lease servicing specifically?
Consumers want a one-stop shop. They don't want to shop here and there for different products. They want to have it all in one place, which is why we see now the rise of the neobanks as an industry. With the acquisition of Total Card we recently completed, we have now entered into that space ourselves, and we're able to provide services around credit cards, loans, leases. Having that kind of breadth is becoming increasingly important. Second, the need for additional financial inclusion, which I touched on a moment ago, is only increasing. And third, the level of regulatory requirement or oversight in our industry is rapidly increasing, both in terms of volume and complexity. If you're in the industry and you don't have an AI-driven regulatory strategy, it's very difficult to comply.
How imperative do you think compliance protocols and technology are in today's loan servicing platforms, and how much more so in the future?
Compliance is critical in today's market, and it's only becoming more important. Breaches in compliance can lead to a company being pushed off a high-growth track, or it can lead to flat-out business extinction, depending on the severity. The future only is going to have an increased level of regulatory requirement, and this is all going to be driven by technology that's being adopted not only by the industry, but also by the regulatory agencies.
David, what are the challenges of not having a portfolio professionally managed?
We usually see four commonalities in portfolios that are not professionally managed. The first being just poor levels of customer service or customer experience. The second, being closely tied to that, is poor portfolio performance, just in terms of return on the portfolio. There's generally a heightened level of regulatory or reputational risk, and there is usually in our clients a shift when they move away from doing it in-house to us, of more focus on their core capabilities, which are critical to their success, versus focusing on something which really isn't one of their core competencies.
What is it about Vervent that sets it apart in managing these risks and delivering growth for the client?
Vervent has a holistic approach, a holistic lending as a service approach, which really encompasses the entire spectrum of the platform, of the activities that are carried out, as well as supporting these different products. We've invested heavily in technology and security. We've invested heavily in compliance, credit risk oversight, and we've been doing this for 30 years. So we feel like our platform, which is a combination of both technology and service, is very strong in this respect.
David, I think I know what you're going to say to this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Does a one-size-fits-all approach work?
No, it never does. I suspect there aren't many industries where it does work, but especially not in ours. What we do is we have a proven set of processes, technologies, teams, and we use those to build customized solutions for our clients that are very effective. We've done it over and over again, and we have a very strong track record in that regard.
David Johnson, CEO and founder of Vervent, thank you so much.
Thank you, Georgie.